Hi guys, it's car booty time again. So I was at the market this morning, Sunday. I just came down the office for an hour, thought I'd make a short bit of video. And the reason being, I want to know what I've got here. So, little story with this one. There's quite a lot of computers down at the car boot sale, the Flea Market, this morning. But they were mainly just stuff I'm not interested in, HP and Dell and these sort of computers. So one guy had 3 of them, and 2 were that kind of like HP and Dell and stuff I'm not interested in. And yeah, this one as well. So this is really heavy. Antec, it says. It's got a couple of beige DVD, well, that's a reader, that's a writer, beige floppy in. But the thing is, I don't actually know what this is, and the reason being, because I haven't opened it up. I looked at the back of this one, and I don't think this is a particularly interesting machine, and the reason being, it's got an eSATA, and it's got a firewire there, yeah? And I'm guessing this is going to be some sort of socket 775 machine, and this graphics card with 2 DVI connectors as well makes me think this is probably socket 775. Little LAN card in the bottom there. So that's what he had, and I was trying to open it up. I hadn't got a screwdriver with me. It has like a little catch on here, which has got 2 screws in. So basically, the guy said, take it €10, and I said I'll go to the car and get a screwdriver and have a look to see what's inside it. And we're doing this in Spanish because he didn't speak English, and my Spanish is sort of okay. I can manage in them situations, yeah. So I'm going to explain. I want to go get the screwdriver and to have a look. And he said €8. And I said, no, let me get the screwdriver, let me have a look. And then he said, €5, take it. And at this point, I thought, well, for €5, it's probably worth having. It was just probably worth having. So I gave the guy the €5 and I have it. This Antec case is really quite heavy. I mean, there's a lot of weight in this, yeah. So what I'm thinking today, and I've come down to the office because I just can't wait to see what I've actually got here, and was it worth €5 is the question. So here we are. Temptation got the better of me. I was going to leave it till tomorrow, but there we go. You'll probably find, and you might have noticed, that over the last few months I've not been doing much car booty, and the reason being is there's not much stuff there because the markets in the summer are quiet. So from May, well, really from April through to September, they're quiet, and in July and August it's very quiet, but many traders are not there. And then from September, mid-September onwards, maybe 1 week into September, when the schools go back, they start to pick up. And then they'll be very busy now. So the markets, November, December, January, February, will be very busy. And then March, quite busy. And then again, say in April, they'll start quieting, getting quieter. Quietening, is that a word? I don't think so. They'll start getting quieter. So, what have we got? Ah, okay, that's what we've got. We've got into it. We've got into it. That's what we've got. What do you think, guys? I think socket 775, yeah, and I think I might be pushed to get my €5 worth out of this. It's obviously a full-size ATX, the clue on the back, because there's the 2 cards and one's at this far end. So it's definitely a full-size ATX. And I guess this might have been somebody's old gaming machine back in the day. And we have P5N socket. This is a 775. This is a 775. Just a normal stock cooler, so I don't think it's particularly big. Might be catching on something. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I know what these are. So this is a SLI selector. It says on it SLI selector, so it goes in either way round for single video card or SLI mode. And this has SLI on, but there's only the 1 card in. And this is kind of fitted. Can you see how it's in there? So it's like dual video cards is in the slot. Well, surely that should be fitted the other way around. It's a complete machine. So we've got 2 SATA hard drives. And we have a graphics card. Can you see what it is? GeForce 8800 GT. The 1 gig card, I think they are. So that's what's in the machine. Interesting, we have 3 sticks. I was going to say sticks. We have 3 sticks of RAM in there, yeah. We have a pair, of course, value selected, and another one. That can't be a valid configuration. It really can't be. I can't imagine it boots up like that. This one's looks like a 2 gig strip, and these look like they could be. Oh, what could they be? They could be taken out and had a look at, yeah. They could be taken out and had a look at. So this will be DDR2, I think. This actually. Do you know? It doesn't seem to say on the label what it is. It doesn't seem to give us much of a clue there. What's this one? Oh, VS2G. Okay, so these are a couple of 2 gigs. You've got 4 gig there. And then we have this singleton stuck in here, yeah? Which is another, well, 204 bits. So I guess it's another 2 gig. So that can't be a valid configuration. I think, I haven't looked it up, I think we should put 1 strip in each of the yellow slots. And let's see if that's... if we get to that far. That's it, yeah. So that's the machine. That's what we got here. Question is it worth the €5 I gave him for it without really knowing what it is? Well, I suspect the 8800 GT, although it's of no real value, might at least be worth €5. Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know what the CPU is, but unless it's one of the very fast, unless it's something like crazy, like a Core 2 Extreme, I doubt it's worth any money. Shall we zoom down and have a little look closer anyway? Yeah, let's have a look. For the fun of it, yeah. There we are. So you can see it now. It's very clean, guys. Yeah, it's very clean. All the capacitors look good. But this is probably kind of like at the end, really, after that sort of capacitor plague era. I suspect this may be 2005 or something like that. I don't know really. But yeah, it's certainly a clean machine. 2 PCI. I'm guessing these are 2 16 times AGPs. We can put the SLI in. Would that be fun? I've never ever, because back in the day I couldn't afford it, and B, I've never tried it actually. But I suspect I could probably put an SLI on this with something, with not spending much money. Would that be fun? I don't know. A nice cooling fan on there by the hard drive. That's nice. I guess if either of these hard drives is like a 1 terabyte or more, they're useful to me. So if either of the hard drives are a terabyte or more, I use them for keeping backup copies of all the catalogue of YouTube videos, basically. Let's have a look, because I think they come out easy. Yeah, this one's coming out. We have a 160 gig. Oh, it's only a 160 gig. I was hoping for something bigger in there. Well, if that's only a 160, I honestly don't think the other one's going to be anything better. I really don't. Is the case worth anything? It's quite heavy. That's a 320 gig. Yeah, there's nothing there. So the hard drives are of no value to me, really. So I'm not doing well, am I? I'm not doing well here so far. Socket 775s are generally not of any great value. There's 1 or 2 processors could be, but I doubt. You can be lucky, yeah. Are you feeling lucky? Are you feeling lucky, punk? Yeah. So it could be. But this being an SLI Asus, this actually might be a. There might be some market for this sort of motherboard. Although I can't quite figure out why And it's not AGP, so it's no good for like retro gaming, Windows 98 and so on. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's check for some shorts, and let's just switch the thing on and see what we've got. Yeah, Antec 500 watt power supply. Again, it's nothing amazing. Right, let's give it a go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's can I get it somewhere where it's not just being dazzled out by the overhead lighting? Try that. I'll probably fall into the computer, but let's try that. So we'll put the power on. We'll put the current limiter in, and let's see what it does. So power's off at the moment. Switch on. Although I suspect if anything was going to blow up in this, it's already blown up. But you know, we'll put the current limiter. I'll put the camera where you can see that. One moment. Here's the bulb. Yeah. So active PFC will flash on and off brightly, but if it's flashing on and off, I know there isn't a short, I can switch it off. If it's not got active PFC, or if it's got passive PFC, or no PFC, then you'd expect this to come on bright once and then just go dim. So the brightness is as a capacitor's charge up and then it goes dim. Yeah, so it could have active PFC from this era. Let's have a look. So we're on limit. We're going to switch on and let's see what the light bulb tells us, yeah? It doesn't have active PFC, it's come on and gone dim, yeah? So that's a good sign, so we know there's no shorts in it. So we can switch it on. And then, before I start it up, it won't matter yet, I should have done it before. Before I start it up, I'll check the shorts on the 12 volts. I didn't hit start, so we've got no 12 volts at the moment. So, yeah, I should have done it before, but on the other side, I have thought about it before I switched it on, yeah? So, there you go. It's an age thing, guys, yeah? So, let's have a look. And sometimes it's not always an age, actually. Saying it's an age thing isn't right, it's quite often an over-familiarity thing, yeah? Let's see what we got. So, oh, I went past ohms, hold it in. Ohms, what do we have? Connect to ground, 12 volts. And straight away, there's no short circuit on the 12 volts, so I'm quite happy to switch this on. And let's see what it does with the 2 RAM strips in. Let's see where the on-off button is on this thing. That's a good question. Is it on the top? Oh, you have to open the flap to turn it on. That's a little bit. Not sure about that. Nothing happened. Put the power on again. That's why nothing happened. Or possibly. Try it again. It's on. Oh, and the fan lights up on the graphics card. Can you see it? It doesn't bleep. I mean, I don't know if there's a bleeper on it, but it doesn't bleep. You know, it looks like we don't have a speaker attached to it. Looks like there isn't a speaker in this case. Hey guys, you can see me again now, yeah? So, it might be working. It might be working, there's just no speaker. Let's connect the monitor. Well, it's saying no signal. It's saying no signal. Let's switch it off. Let's see if it shuts down with the on-off switch. That's often a good sign. Let's hold the button in. Will it shut down? Let's see. No, it looks like it won't shut down with the on-off button, so that's a bad sign. Yeah, I'm holding the power button and it's not shutting down. Right, switch it off. We'll disconnect the hard drives. And then we'll go again. If it doesn't come on this time, I'm going to put this thing the other way around. And if it still doesn't come on, I'm going to take it apart. So, let's have a look. I've got the monitor actually attached now. We'll switch it on with the monitor attached. It's not working. So the first thing we can say for sure, he has actually sold me a faulty PC, or there's something wrong with it. We can at least say there's something wrong with it, yeah. Again, I think I'm holding the power button and it's not shutting down. I don't imagine this SLI selector thing here would actually stop it from booting or stop it from switching back off, but let's just try it. So we'll take this thing out of here, put it the other way around, which might actually have to go upside down or something. No, it goes this way around. Put this in this way around. Okay, another way around. What's it going to do? Well, nothing much. So, no bleeps, nothing on the monitor. So let's get the motherboard out. And then, I mean, it could be a problem with the graphics card, could be something wrong with the motherboard, could be something stupid. Let's see what we got, eh? Okay, I have it ready to try. So we'll switch it on, the standby is on. I've now got a bleeper, because it didn't have one. I have my power switch. So, we'll switch it on. And nothing appears to happen. Well, that's quite warm. I expect it to be a bit warm. Considering there's a large heatsink on, this is... No, it's not overly warm, but it's definitely warming up. That is definitely warming up now, yeah. It doesn't do anything, doesn't bleep, doesn't do anything. Let's try it without any RAM. Yeah. Give that a go. Switch it on. That's my meter, you can hear bleeping actually. Ah! So, it definitely bleeps when there's no RAM in it. Well, that's a good sign. Switch it off, just discharge the power. You see, the power switch doesn't really seem to be doing anything. Now it's switched off. You'd expect if I hit the power switch that this would go off. I mean, it did eventually, but normally off straight away when you hit the start switch with the power supply switched off. Now let's try one. Okay. Switch it on, standby. Power. Well, the fact that it bleeps without the RAM, at least we think the CPU is doing something. We can put the analyzer card in a minute. Yeah, with one strip of RAM in that slot, it doesn't do anything. Maybe this is just on the standby, but you'd think it would actually shut off with the power off. Okay, just pick this strip and the other one, and then we'll try the other strip, and then we'll try that spare one that came with it. I mean, I've got plenty of RAM we can put in this. I'm a bit, yeah, this is getting warmer than I would honestly expect it to do straight away. The bit different bleep. That's like no graphics card, so looks like there might be a problem with that slot. Shall we just try the one that came with it? We'll wait for this to go out. It has a single 6-way on that. I mean, again, I've got other ones we can try. Go on, off you go. Let's try that in there. To do this, I think I'll have to bounce it up on a box or something. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about this then. Maybe it just does get quite hot, this chipset. We're in focus. Okay, let's see. So, connect to monitor. Yeah. Power on. Oh, I need to connect the other connector to here before it will do anything useful. Yeah, there we go. Power on again. Does it give us a picture? No, it doesn't give us a picture, but it doesn't bleep. Yeah. No picture and no bleep. Okay, so we need to get a good known graphics card. Okay, this is one I know is a working one, so let's try it. no blips. Nope. And it doesn't switch off. Ah, it does switch off for the power switch. We're sort of getting somewhere with it. I'm sure this was a good graphics card. Let's put the post analyzer on. Let's see if that gets us anywhere. So, let's see if we can see what it's doing. Yeah. Right, that'll bring this down here. This is the analyzer card, can go in here. We'll go no RAM, no graphics card first, yeah. So let's see. Analyzer's counting up. Yeah, long, too short, no RAM, yeah. We'll put a strip of RAM in here. We'll power on. If it stops about 2D, yeah. Ah, that says no graphics card, then kind of continues to boot. Yeah, you can see it's like saying no. Yeah, so it's just booting up, just saying no graphics card, then it's continuing to boot. Switch this off. There's no onboard video on it, so we have to find the graphics card that basically is working. There's two slots here. I mean, I ought to just have a quick look in the manual, but I'm assuming that for a single card, this goes this way round. It's a single card, yeah, and that this is the correct slot to use. But who knows? Who knows? Let's put this in here again. Okay. It seemed like it wasn't getting that far when the graphics card was in. I didn't get any blips at all. Yeah, put on there. Switch her on. Boot her up. Yeah, Coco. C1. This is where it's checking. That's stuck in some sort of loop. Yeah. We can see that that's stuck in some sort of boot loop. Yeah. Is there something to do with this? Put the card in the other slot. And then I'll probably just have to check this thing. Wait for the power to just go out again. Strange I can't make that go off. I mean, normally that would do it, yeah. Okay, let's have a look. And this might be a case of RTFM, yeah, read the FE manual. Go on, let's go in there. Switch her on. Boot her up. What's it say? No graphics card. Is it going to continue? Yeah, it continues to boot, but there's no graphics. I'll just check another card. I'm pretty sure this is a good one. I checked the manual, so I'm sure this. It doesn't actually tell you exactly which way around this goes. It doesn't specifically say, but I would have to assume that single video cards it should be this way around, even though it was the other way around when I got it. If on a single, it's the blue slot, only the blue slot it says, which kind of makes logical sense, you would think. So it doesn't seem to like any of the graphics cards, or it's got a problem. Go on to the VGA connector. Ah, and it's now working. I don't know what was going on there, guys, but it is actually now working. Yeah, it actually boots up. That's with the one I thought was a good card. Let's put the card that came with it in and let's see if it actually works. Okay, so this is the original card back in again. I still haven't tried it with a dual channel memory, by the way, but let's see if this will boot up, or whether this card actually does have a problem. It might have just been a problem with this connector, to be quite honest. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like that very much. So our 8800 GT looks like it might have a problem. It's not wanting to boot up with that in. But the motherboard does seem to function. That's what we can say. Let's see if we can get the dual channel memory working, and let's try and boot it from the original hard drive. It might even have an OS on it, you never know with these things. Okay, so we'll put this back in. I'll now go back onto the DVI again, just to make sure that's working out. When I put it into VJ, it worked, but I suspect it will work fine in DVI now as well. We'll just check that, and then we'll try the other strip of RAM. Yeah, it's booting. We have a picture here. Okay, let's see if we sort this RAM problem out. So, again, this might just be like dirty slots or something. It seems, I'm thinking that the connections on this were not very good. The first reason it wouldn't boot up, it looks like we have a faulty graphics card. So, put this in the right way around. Let's insert this several times. I haven't tried to clean the slot, so I'm just going to try and insert it several times. Okay, we're in, switch it on, does she boot? Looks like it doesn't. I mean, I could have a problem with a strip of RAM. I'll try just the other one in the other slot, and then we can try the two black slots as well. But it seems to have another issue there. Let's see if it's just the RAM. Okay, come on, go out. Right. So we go with this single one in here. Is it going to work now? Let's see. These post analyzer cards are really quite useful things, guys. Yeah, it's going to boot. Yeah. So both these strips of RAM seem to be okay. Could be a problem with the communication to these slots. I mean, they look quite clean. I'll try the two black ones because that should work. And we can have a look at the CPU socket as well. In fact, we can see what CPU we have in here. So let's, again, come on. Discharge. Discharge, there you go. Let's go this one first. The black one. Is that going to boot? Does it like this? Yeah, it looks like it. Yep, there we go. So the black slot works. Yeah. So let's go with the two in the black ones. If this works, it's going to be a problem with this socket, you would think. If this doesn't work, let's take the CPU out and make sure it's, you know, clean inside the socket. If it still doesn't work, we might have a problem with this. Okay, two black slots. And we're going to boot? Yeah, we're going to boot. So both channels of the RAM are working. It's like the yellow one has some sort of problem. Just this one. Well, we've got a picture. It's going to boot. There you go. Yeah. It's seeing 4 gig of RAM. Oh, it's a Core 2 Duo 266, by the way, 2.66 gigahertz. That's what's in it. So it looks like we've got a problem with this RAM slot. Try a bit of isopropyl. Just give it a clean. And we know it's not the DIMMs because they're working in the other slot, so it's not really we know it's not really a problem with the DIMMs themselves, but it could be a bit of something in here. I doubt it's a memory controller problem or anything like that because it works in the black slots. Yeah. Let's just continually seat this in here again. Okay, that went nice and positive. Go here. Yeah. Positive. Okay, let's see what it does. Power on. And watch the counter. And it doesn't boot, it just does not like the memory in these two yellow slots. Yeah, you can see it's not gonna go. Let's try the black ones again. I'm sure this will work. And then let's have a look at with the microscope down in this slot, see if we can see anything. Oh, come on, just discharge for me. Okay. Okay, try that. Power up. What's it going to do? It's going to boot. Yeah, it's going to boot. You can see that. Yeah. So let's have a look under the microscope, see if we can see what's wrong with this slot, if anything. Okay, here's the slot. Let's see if we can see any problems. Bent pins I'm looking for. So it's this yellow one. And I have to say, so far they all look okay. I don't see any problems in there. It's not dirty. I don't see any bent pins. It really all looks fine. So there's no obvious visible problem why that slot isn't working. We could just try reseating the CPU, but I honestly don't think it will make a difference. Yeah, so if you look at all the tracks from these DIMM slots, basically, and we have lots of little resistor networks down here. I'm sure if any of these were damaged, both slots wouldn't work. Basically, A1 and A2, and one of them is working. Okay, all the tracks from here basically go under this heatsink. Yeah. This is the north bridge, so you can see that's where all the communication from the RAM is going, up here to here. So I don't think anything to do with the CPU sockets. That is different in the case of like i5s, i7s, where this memory control is built into the CPU, but in this case it isn't. Strange things have happened, yeah. So you know, we've no stone unturned, as they say. Looks like this is not very good either. The cooler, this is just fell off. Well, let's have a look. Oh, come out, yeah, that way. It's very. I don't like these type of fans. I've never liked the damn things. I don't think it's a very good design. Lots of paste on there that's not short of it. Let's just move that out of the way for a minute. I can just clean some of this up. Actually, there's too much on there. This is a case of like really is too much CPU paste. I mean, it's like they put on like Artex, yeah. If you know what Artex is these days, it was like a thing in the 70s and 80s. We put on ceilings, yeah. I don't even know if they have it anymore. I think they made this illegal at some time in the 90s. Not anything like for safety, just like, you know, for the sake of good taste, yeah. So with the later, like the Core I processors, I'm not sure if it's all of them, but certainly some of them, the later ones, your memory controller is actually in the CPU, and this is where you'll have a situation where certain slots might not work due to problems with the pins in the CPU or bad connections. But on this generation machine, no. We'll just put my cooler on just to give it something. I'm not going to bother trying to refit the other one, it's not very good anyway. We'll put this back in, we'll go again with this memory, and then lastly we'll try some other memory. We're just about ready to go then, everything's connected up. I'll put the graphics card back in. We have the analyzer card so we can see what it's doing. 2 strips of RAM back in. Switch her on, start her up. And that should not make any difference. This really should not make a difference. And it didn't make a difference. I can't see that it's a faulty RAM. It doesn't make sense. Both the RAMs work in the other 2 slots, but hey, stones unturned, yeah. And what did I say about stones unturned? I've put 2 other strips of RAM in the yellow slots. It's doing something different. Okay, it didn't boot up, but it did do something different. They're not a matching pair. Let me find some that match. Okay, I've put another pair in again. These are a matching pair. Let's see what these do. Same thing, so they behave differently from the original ones, but these give a long continuous bleep, whereas the original ones, well, they didn't bleep, yeah, and they stopped on a different code. So this is behaving really in a rather bizarre manner. Yeah, a rather bizarre manner. Original pair. Yeah. Yeah. And yet these work under the sauce. Huh? They work under the sauce. Do the other 2 work under the sauce? The ones I just had in? Actually, I just realised they weren't the original pair, they were another pair. We can just try again. These are the original ones. Okay, on. What you're going to do. Stop on 1D. Yeah. But no bleeps. So do the pair that I tried, which just give continuous bleep in here, do they work in the other 2 slots? Or is that just a problem with the RAM? Is that what's giving us some very confusing results here? Because it doesn't make a lot of logical sense to me, this. What's happening with it? Okay, out you come. These 2. So these 2 are making the long bleeps. What do these 2 do in the other slots? Did he boot up? Oh. Well, actually, there's a bit of muck on these. That doesn't really help, does it? You didn't see it's a bit of a... Oh, we've just picked up off the desk a bit of heatsink compound. It wasn't there before. Okay, in you go. What do? Do you boot in here like the other ones do? Yeah. Yeah. They boot up in there. So both pairs of memory boot up in these slots, but they both behave differently in the other slots. That must be trying to tell us something, but what? So, in an instance for you, it's a new day for me. Yeah, new day, new head. So let's have a bit of a think about this. What I've just done this morning is tried the various memory again. So these are the original 2 gig strips. Now, these ones, we know they work in the black. All the RAM I'm going to show you works in the black slots fine, yeah? Dual channel. So these ones stop on the post analyzer at 1D. They don't go any further, they don't bleep, it just hangs up. These are the ones I was trying just before you guys had that instance and I had a day. So these are the 1 gigs. Now these ones were bleeping continuously, and the analyzer goes further, it goes to C1, and then we get a continuous bleeping. So this morning I just tried quickly a pair of 512s. And these do the same as the 1 gigs. They go to C1, a continuous bleep. But all 3 pairs work in the black sockets. So I'm kind of like thinking that this is a bit of supposition really, but I think probably all the pins on these sockets are effectively connected together. So like if we go call this like A1, it'll go to A1 on here, yeah, and then A1 on here. A1 on here. These are both channel 1, these are both channel 2, but I'm pretty sure all the same signals go to both slots on the same channel. Yeah, I'm as sure as I can be without studying some schematics and hopefully without some of you guys telling me I'm wrong, yeah. But I think if we kind of like try and meter out all the connections on this yellow one to the same pin on the black one, and look for any that are not connected, and do the same on this pair. And if they're connected on this pair, we've probably found what the problem is, because I suspect what we have here is just some bad tracks or something under here, something not connected. Yeah, I don't think it's a memory controller problem, because the other slots work, the blacks. Yeah, that's the logic of it. So I'll just disconnect some of this stuff so I can get at it a bit easier. Now let's see if we can find anything that sort of matches what I'm thinking. What I have in mind then is to just go along the slots. So we'll look at these pair first, and I'll just see, we'll just do a few, yeah, so we'll just start from here. Let's have it to see if the pins are connected together. Well, the first ones are, let's get to the next ones, just do a few. I'm not sure if they all will be, but both pairs should be basically the same, if you see what I mean. Yeah, they're connected. Okay, I've done the first so many, the first 8, yeah. Let's look at this pair. So you should expect all to be connected together, same as the other ones. Let's have a look. Yeah, that one is. A little bit fiddly, but we can do it. Third one. Oh, is that one connected? 1, 2. Here's the third one on here again. Definitely connected. Third one on here. Oh, I think it probably is. I just have a bit of a bad connection on it, that's all. Yeah. It looks like these meter probes are a little bit too thick to get down here reliably, yeah? I think I might be better doing this from the other side of the board, actually. Just flick it over. Yeah, this might be easier. So effectively have 4 rows, but we can do the same sort of thing. So the ones nearest the end of the board are the good pair, so we can just do what we were doing before, but do it here instead, and this might be actually easier. Yeah. like this. But I think the quicker way to do it is to do the bad ones, and then find any on here which are not connected. Then we can compare on the good ones, yeah? So I'll work my way along here. You can see what I'm going to be doing, and I'll let you guys know if I find any. I'll show you if there's something I find that's different between the two pairs. Well, guys, this is a bit of a strange one, to be quite honest. I'm going to have to file this under can't fix them all. I had a look, and I couldn't really see any difference, but not all the pins connect to each other. Every so often there was a pin that doesn't connect to the other side. So I didn't go all the way across it because it was difficult to effectively keep count of the pins. So what I did is I went around each pin on here with the meter on diode mode, and the black lead connected to ground. So basically I'm just using diode mode on the meter, and I'm just going into each pin in turn. Yeah, and you see you get various readings. It kind of follows a pattern, a lot of it. So you get like these 30 something, then the ground. Yeah, then the next one will be another pair. Yeah, you see them like this, yeah. And then there were some pins towards the end that read a little bit different. You see like 267 here. Yeah, but I had a look on both connectors basically. So I had a look around just to see if I could see any pins that read strangely or differently, and I don't. It all reads like I can't really see what's different between the two sockets. Now I know all these tracks go under here. I mean, you can see where they go. Yeah, you can see where all the tracks from the RAM go. They go under here. There's something wrong. I mean, the socket looks absolutely fine. I've tried cleaning it. I've tried 3 different pairs of DIMMs, and we know some behave different from other, but that seems to be due with the capacity. So, I have to say, I don't really know what's causing the problem. I would expect to see, if there's a problem with this, all the lines going to the RAM, I would expect to see it somewhere in diode mode. I'd expect to read some strange reading, because what I'm reading is not here. It's here because there's no memory fitted, yeah. But I don't. That's the honest truth. There are some that look like probably voltage rails. There'll be a VREF and a VRAM coming to this slot. But again, it looks... I don't see any difference, yeah. So let's publish this one anyway. Why not? I'll put it to you guys then. Can you think of any other things I can do to diagnose this? I'd like to at least prove it was the North Bridge. At the moment, I'm going to have to say North Bridge, but why can't I prove it? Yeah, why can't I prove it's North Bridge? You would think that if it doesn't work in that slot, there'd be something obvious. Yeah. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that complete failure. I know some of you enjoy the car booty stuff anyway, looking at this old stuff. And yeah, we can learn from it. Yeah, even if it's not worth anything, we can learn from it. I did have a look, last thoughts. These motherboards, I had a look on eBay UK, and these actually, a few have sold recently, and they seem to sell for about £40 UK. Which tells me, in actual fact, if it was working, I would get a profit out of my €5. Yeah. So it would have actually been at least a worthwhile one. Okay, guys, we'll leave it at that, and I'll see you all soon on another Learning Electronics Repair video. Ciao for now, guys.